Oh, hello. This is Welsh British here again, folks. Hello. This is my third podcast, so hopefully they'll get a little bit better each time. What a lovely day. Sun shining, beautiful, isn't it? I had to go to the dentist. God, it's true. And I put my teeth in for you today. You're honoured. Still, anyway, onward and upward, eh? I was going to be talking about the economy in this podcast, but podcast. The economy today, but sort of things have sort of surpassed a little bit, haven't they? Really. So what I thought I'd sort of throw out really for people to think about, and please message me, tell me what you think, either on Teleguard app or leave a message on YouTube. Was Keir Starmer. Now, he's bought out, hasn't he, this Online Safety Act, banning children under 16 from going on to the internet after, I think it's 9 p.m. in the evening, isn't it? And I just wonder what everybody thinks about that. You know, please message me and let me know, because I want to know what other people think about this. From my perspective, it seems to me that when Starmer was on the telly the other night, he was making a big thing about caring for children, wasn't he? And I think he was trying to sound genuine. So maybe he gets 5 out of 10 for trying. If he's so interested in protecting children, then I wonder why he was trying to put off the inquiry for the grooming inquiry or the R-gang inquiry. I've got to learn the vocabulary for YouTube. The R inquiry. I think they put it off, didn't they? 2-3 times, was it, before they were sort of put in a position where they really had to sort of vote it through and didn't have any particular option. And they're taking a lot of time over it now. But he was really resisting having that inquiry, wasn't he? And so was Jess Phillips as well. So how does that fit in with caring for children? How does the R-gang situation in general go down? I mean, this government have been in now for nearly 2 years, and they haven't done anything really, have they, about that? Okay, the Tories didn't either, but they're not in power now. So at the moment, it's only them, the Labour Party, that can do anything about it, and they haven't. The inquiry didn't get off to a very good start, did it? With those survivors backing out of the inquiry because they didn't want Jess Phillips involved. And I think we can understand why. She won a seat by about 400 or 700 votes or something, didn't she? So she has to be very careful who she upsets and who she doesn't upset if she wants to stay as an MP, really, isn't it? So there was that, wasn't there? And then there was Southport. After Southport, yes, we had all the threats of long sentences and feeling the full force of the law, which is fine. Can't disagree with that. For people that are rioting and breaking the law, then they need to be punished in an appropriate manner. So I wouldn't argue in that bit. What I think is very sad after Southport was it seemed that Starmer actually wasn't able to recognise the fact of, yes, you need to get the stick out for people that are being really out of order. But what you need to do is you need to talk. You need to encourage other people to talk and debate. You need to look, why did these things come about? How are the people in the country feeling? Let's get up a debate. Let's stick it on the table in Parliament, debate it. In all the local councils throughout the country, debate it. All the community groups in the country debate it. Everyone debate it. Everyone air their concerns. If I was a Prime Minister, I'd want to hear people's concerns and their worries and have debates and discussions with them to have a look at positive resolutions, how one can make things better. None of that went on at all. So Starmer really, at best, was probably doing about 20% of his job, wasn't he? By just sort of making sure that people were punished. And he went overboard completely over that, didn't he, really? Lucy Connolly getting locked up. I mean, that was, well, we all know about Lucy. Poor, we're all behind Lucy, aren't we? Yep, Lucy. Keep it going. And then there was poor old Peter Lynch, who hung himself in prison. And it's very dubious. I mean, it looked though he actually didn't do anything wrong at all, to be honest, apart from holding a banner up, which was accusing various people in the establishment or agencies in the establishment of corruption. So, you get locked up for that. And what a vulnerable man. Then he hangs himself. His wife, his children, his grandchildren. How are they feeling? But Starmer won't be worried about that. But, there was quite clear at that stage that there's a threat to children. Children needed to be made safe. But he didn't have any concern about that at the time. So what he's shown us, and we have to look at what people do really rather than what they say, don't we? Because you can say anything. What's he done? He hasn't done anything. So now he comes along and he decides that he wants to stop under 16s watching social media after 9 o'clock. Well, tell me what you think about it. I mean, what I think is, number one, is its parents are responsible for controlling their children. So maybe some parents need educating if they're unable to do that. And, there's lots of ways of doing that. But it's the responsibility of a parent, not the state, in my opinion. But Starmer seems to think differently. But it can't be about caring for kids, can it? Because he's not shown us in any other way or demonstrated that he cares about children. So what could it be? I mean, I suppose really, if in theory under 16s weren't able to get on social media in the evenings or a lot less, then they wouldn't be influenced by people on social media so much. And they would be able to be still being influenced at school. Now, at school, it seems to me, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's a long, long time since I went to school. But it seems to me that the teachings in school are rather biased, aren't they, really? When I was a lot younger, and what they used to teach me was that on the left hand of the spectrum, you've got communism, and on the right hand of the spectrum, you've got fascism, like in Adolf Hitler or Mussolini or something like that. And then right down the middle, you've got the central line. Now, it seems to me that within that line, I would consider myself just right of the centre line. Whereas Starmer and his cronies, I would see as far, far left of the line, being right down the end, being communist. And yet anybody that doesn't agree with his ideology and his views, he calls far right. Strange that, isn't it? You must be calling at least 80% of the people in the country far right. So it doesn't actually mean anything, does it? So maybe he's just trying to shut free speech down. Maybe he's trying to impose his ideology on everyone else. Do you think? Now, the other thing that I was concerned about myself, which bears some thought, is the Russians shooting at that yacht in the English Channel. All started, of course, by STARMER sending the Royal Marines out. His timing was a bit suspect, wasn't it? Just before this election that's coming up tomorrow. Yeah, what's going on there? What I don't want to see is I don't want to see us getting dragged into a war. I don't want to see social unrest in this country, because I think that could be used to declare a state of emergency, and a state of emergency could be used to put through instant legislation to bring in ID cards, to completely clamp down on free speech and have total state control. And then once that's in, it's not likely to go, really, is it? It'd be the quick route to where STARMER's trying to go in the next 5 to 10 years, in my opinion. I may not be right, of course. But maybe that's been his focus all the way down the line. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. The stability of this country, His Majesty's Armed Forces, notice I said His Majesty's, they're not STARMER's Armed Forces. Like he says, my government. Mr. STARMER, I have a message for you. It's not your government. It's His Majesty's government. Do we understand that? You're not a complete, utter 100% dictator yet. So, yeah, it may be that if there was a war in the very, very near future, or if there's a lot of social unrest in the very, very near future, that would be a great excuse, wouldn't it? State of emergency, emergency legislation, ID cards for everyone overnight, total control of everything, shut down the internet, absolutely, perhaps what some people might want. So that's another thing to think about, isn't it? So those are the concerns that I thought of today. What can one else say, really? You know, gets you thinking lying in a dentist's chair, doesn't it? I don't know. Well, we got this by-election, haven't we, tomorrow? So that will be interesting. So I should be watching the results of that anyway. It doesn't really matter who wins, to be honest, does it? Because if Andy Burnham wins and goes on to be the Prime Minister, then it's not going to make anything better. Don't think he's any better than STARMER, to be honest. Only my opinion. And then if Reform UK win, well, the advantage of that, at least there's another Reform MP in Parliament. If Rupert Loselot win, then at least they'll have an MP in Parliament. So, you know, that would be the positive side of that. But then somebody else would get to be Prime Minister, wouldn't they? And have Labour actually got anybody that is capable of leading this country at such a vulnerable time? That is the big question, isn't it? That is the big question. So I'll leave you to think about that one, and I'll do another podcast. So please subscribe. Please give me a tick. Please help me on my way in my early stages of doing these podcasts. And hopefully I'll improve as time goes on. Might even throw a joke in. Might even talk about something else rather than bloody politics. You never know. But while I'm here, support the Pink Ladies. They're on Facebook. They're on all sorts of stuff. Have a look for them. Go on the internet. Go onto Facebook. Put in the Pink Ladies. Join the Pink Ladies. There's big number up. That they're the Pink Ladies. Actually, they're doing something to keep women and girls safe, aren't they? A bloody sight more than STARMER's ever done. So have a think about that one. It's the Pink Ladies, the people that do things. STARMER, well, I don't know. He's out of G7 now, isn't he? By God, with his best mate, Mr. Trump. Yeah, I bet old Trumpy, he loves him, doesn't he? Oh dear, I bet that lot out of the G8 can't stand the man. I bet they avoid him like the plague. Oh, it's so laughable, isn't it? Oh dear, dear. Anyway, I better go now. So have a lovely day, what's left of it. Get out in the sun, sunbathe, have a bottle of wine, have a barbecue, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye, folks.